Might you, all of a sudden or whenever, imagine that the completion of our universe might be the beginning of the going with one? Perhaps one that is totally one of a mindful, basically indistinguishable from our own? Speculations of the multiverse are business as usual to humankind or stargazing. In any case, check for this theory is emerging. The James Webb Space Telescope has actually conveyed the fundamental picture of another universe. Since the earliest significant length of written history, people have looked toward the stars and thought about the sun, the moon, and the stars. For the earliest people, the sun and the moon were openings above, through which light came into a world that these people imagined as a plate. North of numerous years, our species has found that we live on a ball that turns and bends around a star, which is furthermore a piece of a truly huge number of various stars and planets. We are a little piece of a monster universe and a basically more unmistakable universe. No matter what reality that we have had areas of strength for close to 100 years, we actually have scarcely any knowledge of room. Experts are consistently tracking down additional qualities in the universe. They track down answers to old requests, yet various secrets remain. As of in the no-so-far-off past, we didn't have any idea who made the universe or why. We didn't know starting as of late whether the universe has an end or is constant. With our best telescopes, we have so far had the choice to see around 13.3 billion light-years away. At the point when we look, we are consistently recollecting in time, since the light that telescopes like Hubble get has gone out through chance to reach us. We see the image existing autonomously from the great many different things when the light started its excursion to us. This appraisal of the past is spellbinding. Thus, experts got the chance to survey almost to the beginning of the universe, or so they thought, until James Webb, the new space telescope from NASA, the Canadian Space Association, and the European Space Office, ESA, started its action in the pre-summer of 2022. Indeed, even the principal picture from the telescope gave fragile material that touched off warmed conversations among scientists. To be precise, there are 6 universes that should have existed close to the beginning of humanity, for which there is certainly not an undeniable clarification. Frameworks like Glass Z13 existed 250 to 350 million years after the huge explosion, and that is hypothetically incredible. At this specific second, there should have been a couple of stars constantly getting together to shape entire universes, and 2 or 3 billion years would be indispensable. What's the significance here? Is the speculation of the huge explosion wrong? Or is there a totally one-of-a-kind clarification? Unquestionably, there is one. We could be looking at one more universe here. The image of the structure pack Max J0647+75 reveals a stunning point of view on a variety of frameworks, as critical pearls sparkling in the immensity of room. What truly invigorates analysts about this image isn't just its excellence, however current realities. A comparable region of the universe was by then imaged 10 years sooner by the Hubble Space Telescope. In any case, the idea of the image wasn't exactly as significant, and explicitly, the old and tanned objects in the background couldn't be decoded. It was just sure that they existed, and that was adequately odd. The gravitational lensing impact, where little and distant items in the background are upgraded by objects in front, tells experts that these faraway qualities of light were old and very old, for certain. James Webb then, at that point, uncovered astonishing new nuances considering the triple lensing impact. The universe is so old, so splendid, thus significantly organized that our smooth way gives off an impression of being genuinely standard in examination. Today, experts are particularly frustrated by the data on splendor. Expecting the understandings are correct, these universes have made a larger number of stars than our reality. Every one of the norms of cosmology may be blemished. Perhaps specialists have built all cosmological models around an assumption that is, as of now, clearly misleading. This is a shock for the people who genuinely trusted the presence of a solitary universe and expected that everything inside this universe could be figured out with the standards of Einstein's hypothesis of relativity. Meanwhile, various pieces of physical science have long recommended that it's endlessly more possible for us to dwell in a universe that is only one of various, with various extra perspectives or universes that could exist nearby, or even inside our own world. These frameworks could challenge our ongoing considerations, as they have a spot with a totally surprising universe and exist inside something different out and out. One of the essential recently discovered frameworks was glass C12. Universes are routinely named after the perception structures through which they are found. Glass alludes to gravitational lensing, definite redshift estimation, and Z12 shows the worth of the redshift. Each insight bunch uses a somewhat unique naming arrangement. The redshift worth of a recently discovered universe isn't needed. Universes can similarly get clear numerical errands to laypeople. Z12 might sound unexceptional, yet space specialists stop their breathing with this task. This worth method, the framework, existed 300 to 400 million years after the enormous detonation, so it's without a doubt old. According to current cosmological theories, this is evidently unbelievable. The disclosure of glass C12 was by then celebrated as a sensation and laid out scientists, yet essentially more old, and enrapturing universes followed. The universe contender CRS 93316 seems to top all of the anomalies. This article is old to such an extent that it existed just a brief time frame after the huge explosion. Notwithstanding, this thing shows another characteristic. Estimations of redshift yielded two astoundingly astonishing results. At a certain point, the thing showed a redshift of 16.7, demonstrating outrageous age. Then, at that point, estimations of adjoining things to CRS 93316 were taken, and in light of those, the universe showed an altogether unique redshift. The universe appeared to all the while exist in two spots and twice. Specialists enthusiastically suggest the structure as Schrödinger's universe, roused by the well-known quantum physicist Erwin Schrödinger, who showed the way that at the quantum level, beyond what one reality can exist at the same time. According to these speculations, it's possible to have two universes, as well as possibly unending more in different and boundless designs. Scientists grappling with these estimation results and acknowledgement might, in any case, need to confide in an estimation mistake or even inquiry whether these signs of light are universes in any way, shape, or form. While the spectroscopy assessment to insist the redshift is as yet progressing, further information investigation from James Webb's IR camera framework has now completely blocked the chance of it being a far-off star or a covered, unique, vainglorious focus. We should consider that the revelation of CRS 93316 was only the start of what is conceivable. NASA has suggested that the James Webb Space Telescope could really recognize universes with a redshift more prominent than 20. These frameworks would have existed just a brief time frame after the huge explosion, or perhaps the telescope is looking a lot further into parts of our universe, which could affirm that we have encountered a restriction of presence immaterial to the enormous detonation. At this point, we can at absolutely no point in the future examine the beginning of humankind, the universe, or the time after the enormous detonation. Rather, we change the phrasing and insinuate it as the edge of the detectable universe. There lies another charming wellspring of light that shows an extraordinarily high redshift esteem in our photos. This shows that universe 2744Y1 is without a doubt a framework whose light has journeyed more than 13 billion years to reach us. A social event of experts has solidified the best telescopes on the planet, the Spitzer telescope, Tundra, and Hubble, to get one more image of this pivotal vast framework. By social occasion information from different frequencies of light and combining them into one picture, not solely is the age and distance of this vast framework energizing, yet the speed of star improvement outflanks anything as of late made sure to be possible in physical science. Despite being a couple of times more young than our smoothway, grandiose framework 2744Y1 produces stars at a rate that is a couple of times faster than that of the smoothway, which is unusual for a framework in an energetic universe. The recognizable universe by has a range of 46.1 billion light-years. Past that, there is likely considerably more. The better our progressions become, the further and more positive our insights can reach. James Webb is speculatively prepared for thinking back 13.6 billion years. Expecting that the huge explosion happened 13.8 a long time back, there would eventually be an end to our discernments, on the grounds that several hundred years after the enormous detonation, the universe would have been thoroughly faint. The essential stars are accepted to have framed exclusively following 380,000 years. In case space specialists keep on finding significantly more prepared universes, it will point of fact show that all past cosmological assumptions were stirred up. At this point, scientists at NASA are obtaining initial encounters with the new telescope, which have proactively been shocking. Nonetheless, we understand that time overall brings new encounters, and in several years, researchers could really separate impressively more from the telescope's abilities. Perhaps we could finally see what really happened at the implied daybreak of mankind. Yet the speculation of the huge explosion had all the earmarks of being possible for a period. There was no confirmation to help its exactness. With the ascent of quantum physical science, it turned out